He has some remarks for us, Congressman Rick Boucher.
Well, Skip, thank you so very much, and congratulations on a terrific project. It's been a pleasure to work with you and your excellent staff at Linnawisco as this project has moved forward. And I want to compliment Skip on the truly outstanding job that he has done, not just with this project, but with the great work that Linnawisco does for Lee and Scott and Wise counties and the city of Norton day in and day out. We really do appreciate all of your fine help. It's my pleasure to be in Blackwater this morning. I'm sorry I was a little bit late. It took me a little bit longer to get started this morning than I had anticipated. I was on the phone, and it was a call I just couldn't end. So sorry I'm a little late, but I'm delighted to be here. And today we are here for a truly important purpose, and that is formally to open this Blackwater Community Center for Computers. And we have here, as you can see around the walls, 10 state-of-the-art computers. They are linked with broadband to the internet. They are available for use without charge by residents of the Blackwater community. And this center, especially renovated in order to accommodate that computer use, is going to be open 6 days a week. We also, I might add, are going to have free instruction here 2 days a week on Mondays and Thursdays for people in the community who would like to get a little bit of introductory training in how to use computers and how to access the internet, some tips on some of the great things that you can do online. And while that instruction is not very complex and not very time-consuming, like anything else, when you're just getting started with a new thing or a new technology, a little bit of introduction is usually helpful. And so we've arranged for that help to be provided for free on Mondays at 11 o'clock in the morning here at this center, and also on Thursdays at 7 o'clock in the evening. And that will continue for some period of time. Last year, at my urging, a federal grant of $760,000 was provided for this Blackwater project, and that money has now been deployed to build the computer center where we are today, and also to deploy fiber optic lines throughout the Blackwater community into the homes and businesses that subscribe to the new broadband services. And this really is a great architecture. It is fiber optics brought into the home or brought into the business. And over that fiber optics, initially, broadband access is going to be provided to the internet. But over time, additional services could also be offered. For example, over that fiber optic line, you could potentially get cable television service. Over that fiber optic line, you can also get telephone service. So all of your communications needs can be met over that strand of glass that will be deployed into your house when you subscribe to this service. This service will be available to up to 90 homes and businesses here in the Blackwater community. And it's only been available for a little while, but already 16 homes have applied for and been connected to the service. And you can talk to Sunset Digital, represented here today by Paul Ellswick and his son Ryan, and they can talk with you about the terms and conditions of subscribing to that service yourself if you choose to do so. So what we're doing through this project is making high-speed internet access available here in the Blackwater community through 2 ways. For the entire community here at the community center, and also into people's homes when they choose to subscribe to the broadband service. I like to talk about broadband as being the new essential infrastructure. It is as important today for a person's quality of life and also for economic growth and development as electricity services and telephone services were 70 or 80 years ago. And communities that have broadband are really well positioned to grow economically. Those that do not have broadband, unfortunately, will be left behind. Companies today know that broadband is essential so that they can be efficient. They need to be as efficient as their competitors are. They need to be able to be in rapid contact with their customers, clients, and suppliers. And so we are deploying this service both to be able to help people in their homes and enable them to have a higher quality of life, but also to be able to launch a platform for broader economic growth, to enable businesses that are here now to be able to succeed better in the market in which they compete, and to make our communities more attractive to companies, even very small ones that might just employ a handful of people that are thinking about new locations in which to create jobs and succeed as a business. Blackwater is now going to be very well positioned in order to succeed with a new era of economic development. I've had a goal of bringing broadband to all of our communities, and we've made a great deal of progress here in Lee County over the last couple of years. I'll just note a couple of the projects that we've built with federal funding. We've obtained a total of about $2 million in federal funds, and with that we have brought projects like this to Ewing, to Rose Hill, to St. Charles, which we opened at the start of this year, and now here to Blackwater. Now the larger towns, Pennington Gap and Jonesville, already have broadband, and we've been working with federal funds to bring broadband service to the other communities, the smaller ones here in Lee County as well. I want to say thank you today to some people who have worked very hard for the success of this project, and just note their efforts. I've already mentioned Skip Skinner and his staff at Lennawisco. They basically designed this project. They worked with Paul Ellswick and Ryan at Sunset Digital in order to have a first-rate project for the Blackwater community. And Lennawisco was the applicant for the federal funds. We worked very closely with Skip and his staff as the application was prepared and as it was considered at the federal agency and advocated for it. And upon the award of the funds, Lennawisco has overseen the deployment of the project, and they've just done a great job, and I want to thank Skip for that. He's done that for the other projects I mentioned here in Lee County also, the other three, and we cannot thank him enough for the fine work that he and his staff are doing on our behalf. I have great admiration for Paul and Ryan Ellswick and their company, Sunset Digital, which is the premier provider of internet access services, with both the actual service and also deployment of the infrastructure that makes it happen in the counties of Lee, Scott, and Wise in the city of Norton. They did great work for this project as they have for the others, and I want to thank them for building the network that is making this project possible. Richard Jenkins at the Rural Utility Service in the U.S. Department of Agriculture deserves our thanks today. The federal grant came from a program at the U.S. Department of Agriculture called Community Connect, and that program is administered through the Rural Utility Service. The field representative for this part of Virginia for RUS is Richard Jenkins. We've worked closely with him, and I want to thank him for his help and support of the project. Travis Jackson is with us here today. Travis is the field representative for the parent agency of the Rural Utility Service. That parent agency is the Rural Development Agency in the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And rural development does many things for us. They provide funding for water and sewer facilities. They help with volunteer fire department equipment, trucks and turnout gear. They help with medical facilities. They are of tremendous assistance with our broadband deployment efforts, and I want to thank Travis Jackson, who represents rural development. He is here today and is going to be following me on this program, and I really appreciate what he's done.